Hey guys, it's Ty from the Gaming Hell, and this week we're going to take a look at Half-Life 2, one of the biggest and most important games that set the bar so high it was revolutionary and important, dare I say, for the video game community. Between narrative-driven, first-person perspective storytelling, no cutscenes or cinematics required, and crazy ragdoll physics, puzzle solving require more than just shooting something, a great story, following in the footsteps of silent protagonist Dr. Gordon Freeman, not to mention stopping an alien invasion from an already conquered Earth because you've already been out of loop for 20 years, that you've been stuck in stasis from the mysterious G-Man, who we all know nothing about. There are theories about who he is online. He's some sort of time-hopping hobgoblin monster that looks human. Could be an alien, could be human, maybe from the future. God, we don't know. And I want Valve to hear me loud and clear. Don't tell us who he is. Let the mystique stay forever. Don't ruin it by telling us who he is. Trust me on that. So after being kept in 20 years in stasis from stopping the initial alien incursion that occurred at Black Mesa, where Dr. Gordon Freeman's story first began, he narrowly, stops an alien invasion that he inadvertently started. The whole time he and his boys were asking the question, could they, when in fact they really should have been asking themselves, should they? The time-honored question about science going too far, pushing the envelope and ripping a hole in time and space. And while Gordon's been gone for those 20 years, Earth has been conquered by an alien race called the Combine. We don't know much how the Combine conquered Earth exactly. We do know there was human collaborators, and the fight against them didn't last too long, and they call it the 7-Hour War. And Jesus, that's embarrassing. So we are dropped right in the middle of an already conquered City 17, the central hub and primary setting for Half-Life 2. The Resistance is a human movement that's also joined by familiar faces that also escaped Black Mesa, former colleagues of Gordon, former Black Mesa Blue Shift security guard Barney, and Dr. Kleiner, who, for whatever reason, has a pet headcrab now. What could go wrong? And Dr. Eli Vance. We're also joined by Eli's daughter, Alex, who may or may not have a crush on Gordon, which is weird since he never, speaks. But I guess the strong silent types, they always get the girl in the end. What are you going to do, right? I didn't make the game. And the Resistance eventually turns into a full-blown revolution. You take the city back, for better or for worse, consequences, no good deed goes unpunished. Primarily, the Resistance is made up of humans, but the real backbone, the linchpin that might make the difference in the end, are an alien race called the Vortigons. In the first game, they tried their damnedest to kill Gordon because they were forced to. They were a slave race. But now, they're free, and they're free to follow the last free man. As far as post-apocalyptic aesthetics go, this game really just nails it. The din, grim, dark, dingy, post-apocalyptic, conquered world that Gordon is dropped in is just depressing. The human collaborators have no sense of humor whatsoever, so try your best not to joke around with them. They have no patience for you. You might take a billy club to the head. There are checkpoints, military observation decks, alien striders constantly patrolling the streets, random beatings, interrogations, brutal executions, and the odd raid on random houses that are suspected to house resistance fighters. Everywhere you go, people are desperate. The depressing mood is ever prevalent. and it's up to Gordon to figure out just how the hell to stop it, to get the world back to maybe not necessarily the way it was, but to fix it by stopping the Combine stranglehold on the human race. Teleportation from one of the Resistance outposts goes horribly wrong, and he's inadvertently dropped off target, way off target, and chased right out of City 17, right from the word go, beginning in the game. So you spend a good portion of the game trying to find your way to the Resistance headquarters. And the whole time, you're just dodging and running for your life from city patrols of human collaborators, crazy monsters. Not to mention, as the further you progress, the Combine declare you a very viable threat, so they start sending heavier resistance against you. Step by step, bit by bit, the game will increase its toughness. You get jump scared quite a bit, so better be on your toes. One wrong move and you might just get eaten with something that has a lot of sharp teeth. And making a return are familiar type of monsters, like my personal favorite, the head crab zombies. These suckers get their own special level. It's called We Don't Go to Ravenholm Anymore. Nothing but head crab zombies and you and a crazy priest trying to stay alive in a zombie apocalypse in the Half-Life universe. Perfect. Absolutely bonkers awesome. Every so often, the Combine will deploy all kinds of little mechanical robots to chop you into confetti. And you gotta watch out for those little drones. They'll dice you in pieces. The Combine themselves will employ a variety of weapons against you, which once they die, you get to pick up and use for your own means. The helicopter will be like Resident Evil 3's nemesis, constantly chasing you up until a certain point where you're able to fight back with stronger weapons. It'll be constantly chasing you as you use your little skimmer that glides across both water and land, and at first it has no equipped weapons, so all you can really do is just keep running for your life. But once you get an assault cannon attached to it, you could fight back, and that is when the game really just jacks up the awesome. You can take out little enemy patrols that constantly try to dive bomb you with missiles or drop flammable explosives on you, but eventually it'll come down to you and the chopper one-on-one, and it's just such a satisfying conclusion to a tough enemy that's been dogging you for quite a while. It's a fan favorite moment, myself included, and it just constantly reminds you every time that you play it that this game was so ahead of the time, and it holds up so well so many years later. Well done to Valve. We've only just really scratched the surface of how deep this game goes. It's a long commitment, plus the 2 episodes that come after that also require a certain amount of longevity to the game, you know? It makes me want to play it more and more every time. Every single step of the way, the game switches up gears, gives you new types of objectives. It's more than just simply getting from A to B, but trying to stay alive with the new kinds of challenges it keeps throwing at you. Crazy little gimmicks. These games are just treasures. You can't even rank them in a review. They are timeless masterpieces, and they must be preserved forever. Luckily, I have a physical copy, so I'm able to play it on Xbox Series X, but you can't download it anymore. For whatever reason, Valve just doesn't have the orange box, gift set, or Half-Life 2 and its 2 episodes on Xbox or PlayStation's digital stores anymore. I don't know what that's about, but I bet there's a story behind that. So there won't be any ranking for this one. It's a timeless classic, holds up so well today, still so much fun. No multiplayer, it's just a great game, a great romp, and a great experience. A lot of young gamers who probably missed it should try to find the means to play it. You will not be disappointed. The characters, the story, the setting, the universe the world that this game created, the mechanics behind the game, the old graphics that still hold up so well, all of it, the voice acting, everything, and the characters, everything about this game is just perfect, masterpiece. Don't take my word for it. If you can, I recommend that you check it out for yourself. Start at Half-Life 2, and I guarantee you won't stop just at Half-Life 2. You're going to want to play Episode 1 and Episode 2 right after that, because the funny thing is, the story of this game isn't even done. We were supposed to get a 3rd episode and for whatever reason, Valve, they gave us their reasons, but they're cookie cutter, brush off, window wash. They chickened out. We should have gotten a third episode. Listen, Valve, I'm talking to you guys now. Seriously, finish the story. It doesn't have to be the greatest game ever. It doesn't even have to be better than the games that came before it. Just give us closure. The gamers want closure. Finish the story. You don't have to top anyone. You don't have to make it the best of the best or even the best of the series. Just finish it. Give us closure. That's all we want. Okay? Awesome. Well, that wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Gaming Helm. I've wanted to do this for such a long time, and I'm glad I finally got the opportunity to do it. And as always, you have yourself a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Yep, we're back. It's good to be back.